Let's get to your news right now on KROQ, and then we got a big announcement, 7 a.m. sharp. Instantly, we will give you the announcement, then we'll pay off the announcement, which means instantly make your life better, and then get you tickets to the thing we will announce. I know it's confusing now, but it won't be in about 5 minutes, so be ready to hear that. And now your news.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News with Hot Alley. Wait a minute, this must be a typo. Just let me fix this. Okay, take two. It's time for your ADD News with Snot Alley. There, that's better.
Thank you so much for that lovely introduction. Some new heroes emerged from the Olympics this weekend. Let's talk about them.
Yay, winners.
Yay, winners!
Not our trampoline guy. What a disaster that was.
That was.
Oh, we should talk to that guy.
Yeah, we should actually get a recap from him because I was checking again yesterday, and it seems, I think that he got another try, but he still wasn't good enough to get a medal or to, I don't even know if he's still qualified, but when we watched his routine on Friday, he had fallen like through the springs, and they were like, it was one of those, let's go check on him and see if he's okay.
Yeah, that was our official show Olympian, and we did get a lot of people that reached out to us over the weekend, and they said, well, the good news is he didn't have the lowest of the low scores. But,
hey, that's good. You're not dead last.
So we'll take that.
Yeah.
He beat some guy from Albania, I think.
So
cool.
Swimming is over. Track and field is underway. I don't know if you caught any of it, but my legs hurt just watching them and seeing them collapse onto the track at the end. Where it's just like, I can't even move anymore. I have to lay on the ground. And you're that athletic already. I'm like, my God. But Noah Lyles won the 100-meter gold. Big win for the ADD and dyslexic community, Klein. He said he also has asthma, anxiety, and depression, and so none of those things have allowed him to stop going for his dreams. Now he is a gold medalist. It was a photo finish. And it was funny because he was standing there with the guy from Jamaica who everyone had thought had won. And he's like, you got this, man. I think it was you. And, they're looking up at the screen. And then it shows that he won. And he just abandons the guy. And he's like, yeah! And, like, rips off his number. And he's just, like, doing a lap across the track.
It was, I watched that race as it happened live. And that's one of the events I actually do look forward to. Because, to see the world's fastest man is pretty incredible.
I think the world's fastest
human
at all. Yeah.
In the history of all humankind.
Sha'Carri Richardson was exciting, too.
That is the fastest guy. I still think he lost that race, though. And I know that the rules are your torso has to cross the finish line, not your foot. But, like, in every other...
At the picture, though, there's the other guy's foot, the Jamaican guy's foot, is crossing, but it's not down on the pavement yet. It's just in the air.
I don't know. Like, I'm confused because in the world of football, if you cross the plane, whatever that is, that counts as a touchdown. Yes, with the ball. Okay, all right, interesting point, Jay. With the ball. You're saying it's where his balls are when he crosses? Is that what you're saying?
Torso.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, look, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad.
Otherwise you can just throw your foot out, even though your whole body isn't across.
I would think it's whatever part of your body crosses first. I mean, that's the horse racing. It's whichever part of your body crosses first. Car racing, whatever part of the car.
Whatever part, of course, it's going to be their nose and head.
Yeah, but this time it was the guy's foot.
But it should be his head. Head should be the
rules are set.
That means that your whole body is there.
I guess I would argue when you come. I mean, it was a fifth of a fifth of a thousandth.
Why
of a
are you knocking down your fellow ADD dyslexic
I'm
friends?
not. I think it's great that he did. I thought the guy was going to run the race backwards when I heard all the dyslexia he had. I was shocked he ran the right way.
But think of his attention span, 10 seconds.
Yeah, I know. It's incredible. But I just still think I would be annoyed because, I mean, look, the Jamaican guy, and that guy's young. He's going to do great. He got a silver medal, his first ever. I think that was his first ever level of race. But still, I would still be telling people, look, technically I crossed the finish line first. But I know it's not the rules of running. It was kind of crazy. They should have
Not to say it was really me.
But it kind of was. I mean, it kind of was. He should have. If I was on the podium, I would have been like, hey, by the way, we all know.
You won, rolling.
Right.
Another unsung hero was the French pole vaulter whose junk cost him a shot at an Olympic medal.
This was awesome.
This was great. So
what a wang.
And if you're keeping track, this is the second French D that has gone viral.
Yeah, you got these French guys.
I mean, what is going on?
Seriously, right?
They should get a podium just for the best dongs of the Olympics. Give that guy the gold. I mean, it was unbelievable.
They're like, it's French, guys. We have to show our stuff.
That's how tell you. I mean,
Make them remember us.
it was not, that guy was. That guy was over the thing. He did everything. That's a hard one. He pole vaulted right over the pole, and his dong just
Every
got
part
wrapped
of
up in
him
it.
went over the hurdle except his junk got caught on the pole and knocked it off. And then it was like, oh no, I have lost.
It was amazing. I thought it was great.
Team USA got a silver in the 400-meter relay, which is crazy because they had set a world record the day before for one of the preliminary ones. And then at the last second, the Netherlands passed them and won. And this was the winner's post-run interview. This is the Netherlands. This is the woman that passed like 6 people to get gold at the last second.
When you're putting your mind to it, you know exactly what to do indoors. How was that for you? Oh, it was amazing. I mean, it was such a fun race.
Is that David Beckham? Hold on one second.
A country not known for their giant wings.
That's not real.
Yes.
It's real. This is the greatest. Yeah, this is one of of all the non-athletic things that happen in the Olympics.
And this girl's like hot too.
Yeah, the penis stuff is really funny to me, but also this person's voice is the greatest voice ever.
It's just not who you.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, it was such a strong race. We were all running so fast, multiple running in the 50s, so I knew I had to go out fast. I had Lika in front of me, so I wanted to be in front, and I could hear how brave she was behind me, so I was like, okay, this is good, now we keep going, and this crowd is so amazing.
I just want her to keep talking and talking and talking.
But you wonder if she sounds like that.
Always or just after a race?
Yeah,
I
because
think
they do
always.
talk to them right afterwards. I mean, they're all like red and splotchy and out of breath. And I mean, it would be nice to give them a couple more minutes to recover. But I wonder if her voice sounds like that when she's just at rest on her couch, you know?
I hope so.
Sounds like she was doing one of those anonymouses for Jake on Friday.
I think he's a really great guy.
Some voice change right there.
It's back to school. People are getting ready to go back to school this week and next. And schools across the United States have been introducing something new, and you might see it happening at a school near you. Yoga, meditation, and mindfulness exercises are being incorporated into some curriculums to help students manage stress and emotions, and they have already seen some huge mental health benefits from this. And I guess it's something that they started talking about doing after the COVID-19 pandemic, but now they're starting to be like, okay, after, class number 1 or 2, let's take a little break and just listen to some chimes, wind chimes.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And
Oh, man.
okay.
That is not good.
All right, if they're going to play that, I'm all for it.
And just, give the kids a second to kind of breathe, come back down to earth, get all the stresses of being a
These are
kid.
kids.
Yeah,
I know,
They
but
have no
kids are
stress.
more stressed than they've ever been.
I think
And a little stress is good for them.
I
A little
agree.
pressure is good for them.
yeah, but they also should have tools to manage stress.
and the brain is moving so quickly, way faster than it was when we were in school because everyone's, iPading all day long,
Yes,
so they slow
we're
it down.
totally overstimulated.
But I will say this, because we're going to get to this audio later in the show. Jake did approach people as we're getting into back to school, and he asked them, what is the most valuable thing you learned at school that really had nothing to do with school, but something you still use to this day? And I think
it's the wind chimes.
I think we're fine, because listen to what this person said, Ali, and I think our school system is fine the way it is.
What's the most important thing you learned in school and you still use today?
Crisscross applesauce.
There you go.
You up, man?
That guy learned how to sit cross-legged.
Why did it F you up?
That was the best thing he learned.
Messed up, man.
He's a grown-ass adult now, but crisscross applesauce, learning how to sit.
Klein Alley Show.
Your Muse, then we will get to your news, and then next hour it's Foos. Sold out Foo Fighters tickets. Who knew the show would be so poetic today? One of the many things I learned in school. Let's find out what's going on in the world before we kick off a brand new hour of the show, complete with Sebastian Maniscalco and your Foo Fighters tickets.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News. How is it so hot already? What the hell?
So it seems we are in the height of the controversial comedian era. Dave Chappelle, Matt Rife, Shane Gillis, Joe Rogan, all these guys are coming out with specials that are full of all kinds of statements. Racist, sexist, homophobic, and beyond. You name it, they're doing it, and they're still performing very, very well. Joe Rogan's new special was released over the weekend, and I'm curious about what true Joe Rogan fans think about it, because in general, the consensus is that it was not funny, it was super offensive, and it was a lot of bitching about COVID restrictions and gender-neutral bathrooms, which just seems old and stale at this point. One of his jokes, for example, says, I think about gay men the way I think about mountain lions. I'm glad they're real, but I don't want to be surrounded by them. Then he went on a rant about his past usage of the N-word and how there's all kinds of words that he can't say anymore and how annoying is that. But he did say at one point, these are just jokes, and they're not really his perspective. But if you listen to his...
They weren't really jokes.
They're not really jokes either.
Jokes.
But if you listen to him at length, it's very obvious how he feels about a lot of this stuff, and it's not just jokes. But I kind of feel like, and I wonder if you agree, that this is kind of the new shock jock type thing. It's like, I'm going to be a shocking comedian who's just going to say all these things. It's like, oh, I can't believe he said that. And, oh, he's saying what people are thinking but are too afraid to say because they don't want to sound hateful.
Well, comedy became kind of the last place of, quote, free speech, in the sense that you could go to a club and say whatever and there was no repercussions for it. You didn't have to worry about being canceled, because really you just kind of worked for yourself for the most part, unless you had, an endorsement deal or something like that. Rogan... It's a very unpopular opinion. No one will publicly say, I don't think Rogan is funny, or I don't think Rogan, because he's a career maker. If Rogan taps you as you are Rogan approved, you're going to have a great career. It's happened to many people that are in the, quote, Rogan army, and he's done a lot for a lot of people's careers. I watched some of that special because I was excited that there was a live comedy event happening on Netflix. I personally didn't find it funny. What the hell do I know? He's got a lot more people watching that show than listening to this one, so maybe I'm wrong. But I didn't find the jokes to be well-crafted jokes, and apparently people that listen to his podcast regularly said he was just kind of regurgitating
stuff that he said on his
stuff that he does on the podcast,
years, right?
And he said, I can cobble together an hour special out of this. Well, and look, I'm sure it did very well. I don't even know what the numbers are. I'm sure it did great. Netflix promoted the hell out of it. It was live comedy. And if you are a Rogan disciple, if you look at him like he is a deity, then he can do no wrong in whatever he says,
Well, then you loved it because
right.
he's just saying all the things that he's probably said before.
Right.
You know what I
mean?
But
not like a joke writer. I mean, in the way that others,
but I think
you're talking about Chappelle or people that, and
At least Dave Chappelle, though, has made a career off of being really funny. And I don't agree with a lot of the things that he has said in some of his specials, but it doesn't mean he's not a funny person or a talented person.
Right. And Joe Rogan was funny before, his, Spotify fame. I really enjoyed Joe Rogan's comedy.
I think at some point, probably when you hit a certain level of success, I wouldn't know this, but you probably realize you can take your foot off the gas a little bit, because you go, I can make more money than I've ever made before. And
by saying some of the same stuff I've already said.
And be a tenth as funny as I used to be, but the fame can carry you.
Well, and everyone around you is probably just making you feel like a god.
I mean,
right?
My issue with him is I don't know why he wore that shirt he wore. He wore this weird orange-colored shirt that you could see him sweating through before he even went on stage. It's like at some point, someone would have said to him, you would think, hey, Joe, whatever.
Maybe don't go with peach.
Yeah, just tip off. You look like a sweaty Clementine. I think
yes,
that would have been.
That's my point, is that everybody around him is yesing him. No, that everything that you're saying is so funny. Everything is saying so true. You're right. I want to say the N-word, too.
You get to a level like
that. You should wear that shirt.
God
damn it. Please don't pull the clip.
Allie's going to have an hour-long special.
Hey, maybe I'll finally be successful on Netflix.
It's funny because every once in a while you'll hear a comedian that, I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus, but we've got a comedian on this show, and he said, I still live in California. I don't move to Texas to avoid paying the taxes. There's little digs that people make, but no one will publicly. No one will go against. He's too powerful.
Public comedians, will
too
not.
Powerful.
Yes, comedians will not publicly disown him, because hey, I was on Rogan, I'm going to promote the hell out of it, because that means that there's so many more people listening to you.
But I am curious if people that watch it found it to be, because you see him he'll re-gram people that are like, funniest special I've ever seen, and I think to myself, what? Who could have that opinion?
Yeah.
Who could say that was the funniest?
I know.
But comedy is it's music. It's very subjective. If you're into the people you're into them. It doesn't matter what they really do or say.
626 this is worded well, I think. Good comedians don't have to explain their jokes. Bad comedians will go for easy, obvious jokes, and that's what Rogan was doing. He was just going for the obvious.
They tell us in all of our show meetings, they go, your radio show is hard for people to grasp onto, because you're not going for the most obvious, low-hanging fruit jokes, which a lot of morning shows go for. So as a result, people can really easily digest it and be like, oh, that's a joke, haha. And they go, the thing about your show is it takes people a lot longer to figure it out, but when they do figure it out, they're like, wow, that's actually
that was nothing
funny.
to figure out.
There was nothing there. Why did I invest so much time?
Actually, this is just low-hanging fruit.
That's what we're
just
for.
really bad at
That's
it.
Allie's nickname, low-hanging fruit. That's what we call her.
Another round of Olympic highlights and lowlights. Highlights include another week of Snoop commentary. This time he was covering soccer with a Telemundo commentator, and this is how that went.
Show me. Okay. Ahí viene Lindsey Graham con la pelota, peligro, viene. ¡Gol! Well, you know how to hold that thing. He know how to hold that thing too long. I can hold it.
Nah, it's good stuff. I'd like to watch Snoop holding in a bong hit and that goal and see who can do longer.
That'd be amazing. And
This crowd is so amazing.
It would be. Thank
so
you.
amazing.
Another Olympian.
Also, just want to mention Flava Flav helped another female athlete. There's a female discus thrower who put out a post before the Olympics saying, I'm going to the Olympics tomorrow and I can't even pay my rent. This is crazy. Like, they pay these football players so much, and I can barely
something
even...
better than the discus, Allie.
Yeah, that's true. But Alex Ohani and Serena Williams' husband said, hey, Flava Flav, I'll split it with you. And they did. They ended up paying her rent to get her out to the Olympic Games.
Good for them. Yeah, I know it's funny because when he was on with us, Flava Flav said to us, he's going to be a part of the torch passing ceremony when they pass the torch from Paris to L.A. for the Olympics we're hosting in 2028.
Now they're doing Tom Cruise.
Now it appears that he's been bumped out by, once again, our show may have mushed this because he said that on our show, and then like the next day the news breaks that I think Tom Cruise is going to jump out of an airplane holding the torch.
No, but I think that's the flag. I don't know if there's a difference between the flag handoff and the torch handoff.
What did you call Tom Cruise?
He's a big flag.
We've all been saying it.
Klein,
Alley Show! Mornings on KROQ 106.7 KROQ.
Klein Alley Show, KROQ. We'll get into your news, then we kick off a brand new hour of the show. And as we've been doing all morning, first thing out of the gate, every single hour, tickets to see Sum 41 right here at KROQ, Helpful Honda Soundspace. Plus, write your name on a standby list so you can go see them again at their final show ever in Toronto, Canada. But first, we did promise some Sebastian tickets. Adam. Oh, lost Adam. Look at that.
My
Just
goodness.
like that. We go to Jasmine. Jasmine.
Hi.
You're caller 20.
Heck yeah.
Technically, you're caller 21 because Adam hung up on himself. So you're going to go see Sebastian at the Intuit Dome. First comedian to perform at the brand new Dome. All right?
All right. Sounds good.
Hold on 1 second. Enjoy them tickets. Let's get into your news right now. And we got Sebastian tickets for you every day this week as well.
grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News. I'm in the middle of an intermittent fast, so if I pass out...
All right, so think about the biggest meal you've ever had in your life. And imagine eating that every day for every meal. Do you consider that to be heaven or hell?
I always wonder when I have something that I love. Like I went to this pop-up barbecue thing last couple weekends ago down in Venice, but it moves around. This guy, Adam Perry Lang, he sets up and he just does ribs and barbecue. It was so good. I've thought about it and looked at pictures of it every day since. Every day I've looked at pictures of this meal I ate for over 2 weeks ago now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really sad.
But do you think you would like it if you had to eat it all the time?
Eventually you'd have to get sick of it, but I don't know. I feel like I could maybe go 6 months.
Yeah, so there's this 3-time gold medal Olympic shot putter, Ryan Crouser. He's a world record holder. He's the best in the world by far at throwing that little metal ball. And he just went in depth about what he eats in a day. I mean, this guy's 6'7", 320 pounds, and he was like a skinny kid growing up. And he's like, it's my job to put on weight. So on a typical day, he'll start with a 9-egg breakfast burrito in the morning, which ends up being 2 breakfast burritos because it's so massive. And he has
9 eggs with all the yolks and everything.
I would imagine, yeah, with sausage or bacon, cheese, sour cream, and salsa on flour tortillas.
That sounds great.
Then he says
his
lunch
so
is 12 ounces of rice and a pound of lean ground beef with barbecue sauce. Then he does dinner in a quote family of 3s. And he'll do a large
He
meat
eats dinner
pizza.
for a family of 3?
Yeah.
It's just him?
A large meat pizza washed down with a pint of milk. And then he'll have another snack before he goes to bed, which could be rice, chicken, or mac and cheese.
Oh, my God. This guy should win the gold.
He said it's exhausting. He said, if I'm hungry, I'm not doing my job. I'll spend $1,000 a month on food, and I'll eat 6,000 calories a day. But he said some days he'll just sit down in front of like a giant pizza and go, ugh. this
like annoyed
again.
that he has to eat that again.
Yeah,
but
like I have to eat this much all the time.
Doesn't sound like it's that regimented, though. Like, I would think if he can be really loose with what he eats, he could eat other junky. Like, he could switch one week and be like, this week I don't want to do pizza, I want to do calzones. It seems like he could probably figure that out.
I think it's just about calories in. He's like, I can't go more than 3 hours without eating. I always have to be eating.
Calories is crazy.
That's that 9-egg omelet or whatever, 9-egg breakfast burrito. I mean, sometimes I'll use like a third egg when I'm making it, and I feel like this is a bit much.
Too much.
Yeah, I feel like even 3 is excessive.
3? Oh, man.
Damn, that guy's my hero.
I know. All right, the beach access debate rages on in L.A. Every summer, people fight over whether or not rich people are entitled to the beach land that their giant houses overlook. And you may recall Laguna Beach Karen. She's the one who was yelling at some of those tourists and attempting to rope off the beach area because she said it was hers and they were on her property. And now there is an update on the situation. She is getting fined.
Moment, please. You're in my property. Get moving now.
Yeah, you hear the woman there say, now you're in my property line. Well, the California Coastal Commission begs to differ, saying these people are on public land while they're at the beach and now accuse this woman, the homeowner there, of violating the California Coastal Act. Those ropes are not legal and she must remove them. Oh. Susie, in this letter, they list all of the violations they accuse her of breaking, and they also say that she's got until the 16th to notify the Coastal Commission about how she plans to proceed. They could charge her up to $11,000 per day.
So
she's not gonna like that.
Imagine how much rope she'll need to stop that from happening.
This is the problem. You go viral for being a complainer. Sometimes it really backfires on you.
I know. Well, I was surprised that we didn't see Laguna Beach Karen fired from job because of this and that, but maybe she doesn't really have a job.
I don't think she has a job.
I don't think she needs to be fired from anything. And then I just wanted to share something that Omar might be excited about. Topgolf is hugely successful, and a lot of companies have been trying to find their own versions of it. There's a pickleball version apparently coming to Southern California in the near future, and now there is a baseball version called Bat Box that is coming to the U.S. later this year. There's already a bunch of locations in Mexico, but they're hoping to get 25 locations in the U.S. in the next 5 years. It's all indoors, so it's like a baseball bat simulator.
Yeah, batting cage style.
So, yeah, it looks like a batting cage, but there's a screen with like a video game picture, and you can do full game mode or home run derby mode. And, of course, there's alcohol involved. But I thought it would be – what I like about Topgolf is it is outside, and I like the fact that you would be able to hit the ball onto old cars and just...
I can't wait to have another place that I say every time it comes up in conversation. Oh, I really want to go there one of these days. And then a year later...
You have told me so many times, I really want to go to Topgolf.
I couldn't wait till they opened
when we went to Vegas, you're like, let's go to Topgolf. And I'm going,
dude,
when are we going to be able to do that?
For 5 years now, I'm like, they're about to open one in Southern California. I'm going to go to it. Then they open another one even closer. I'm like, got to get to that one. It's even closer.
I have one literally a block away from my house,
gotta
man.
go.
And I have never... Yeah, we got to go, man. I've never been there.
There's certain places you just drive by. You go, got to go there, man. Got to go there. Let's get into a brand new hour of the show right now. The very first thing we do is get you into Sum 41, not virtual, but real. And let's do it for caller 20 right now at 800-520-1067. Let's go.
Klein Alley Show.
My name is Lily. I'm 7 years old. I listen to you every day.
We did it.
Sonia!
Sonia!
It is what it is. Good night.
This is the world famous KROQ.
That's right. That's right.
Do you think that...
A lot of pride. They're not doing that in China right now. Second place medal count.
Well, and they're also testing positive for steroids.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of the big doping scandal.
Need
Do you
some of that.
think if I made the 9-egg omelet for Jake, he would be able to eat it?
Oh, yeah. No doubt. Because Jake, as you know, he's like a snake. Like, he doesn't eat Jake the snake. He doesn't eat for weeks at a time, and then he'll just devour a ridiculous amount of food.
I think I want to bring one in.
Good.
I've got some extra time this week.
Jake
I'll
would
make
love
the
it.
9-egg omelet and see if Jake can put it down.
Jake would also eat a bag of garbage you brought him, so you don't have to make...
Okay, hold on. I do need to take my garbage out.
And bring the shells.
Yeah, he'll eat all that stuff.
Eat the shell.
This hour, actually, there's something very... He'll eat the shells. He got no problem. And if any of them have one of those like baby chickens in there that died, Jake will put that right on display. Put it right up on his shelf and look at it. This hour, Jake's got a weird situation going on. He's convinced someone actually wants to have sex with him, Allie, and this is a crazy story because it involves a lesbian. You got to hear this. This is
a lesbian.
You got to hear that he is.
It's your wife.
He's lost his mind.
Oh.
It's not your wife. We'll get to that coming up later this hour. We got lots to get to. Good morning. I'm Klein. There's Allie.
Hello.
Jake the Nerd back there. DJ Omar Khan, Postmaster Johnny, and Vanessa taking the calls. And Tim, God bless Tim. He's back in the video booth making sure we got good footage for the YouTube.
Paralyzed.
We thought he was dead. Nice chance,
shout out. Yeah.
Anyway, that guy walked in here, and this building was all upset because
you
can walk.
they thought they were going to have to build a bunch of ramps around here for this guy, but he walked in here on his own legs, and we're thrilled he's back.
Good for you, Tim.
Good for you. So anyway, we're complete, and you had some video that goes with the show up on the YouTube at KROQ. All right, as you know, earlier this morning, we made a big announcement. Sum 41 would like to get you their final show ever in Toronto, but first you got to jump through some hurdles, and the first hurdle involves you seeing them right here at KROQ at the helpful Honda Sound
right? No.
Tim can't jump through hurdles. That's for sure. That's right.
You can wheel them good, though.
Hey, Joey.
Yo.
Hey, Joey, you're caller 20.
Thank you.
So we got great news for you. You're going to see Sum 41 right here at KROQ, helpful Honda Sound Space. I'm writing your name down on a standby list, and hopefully you get to go see them again in Toronto. All right?
All right.
What you sound winded right there. Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm celebrating on trying not to yell.
Where are you right now? Where are you?
I'm at work.
What do you do?
I'm a big rig collision repair specialist.
Oh.
All right. Glad I had so many follow-ups.
Oh.
I'm glad I
Joe, hold on one second. Let's get you those tickets before we ask you any more questions. We get into this saga with Jake and the lesbian. You got to hear this. This is next on KROQ. I know you're thinking, man, those two look funny.
And we agree, and so do our parents.
So we need to get some plastic surgery, and the only way we can afford that is if you listen to our full radio show every day live on KROQ or download the podcast.
Yeah, which is all free, so I don't really know how we're making money on that, because we get paid terribly.
Yeah, it's a really bad situation, which is why she's got on no makeup, and I'm wearing a shirt that I found in Lost and Found.
I am wearing makeup.
You are?
Yes.